Hi, welcome to Soul Guides. I'm Melody White. I am excited to be here, and we're very excited that the response that Soul Guides is receiving. So whether you are able to catch us live or you catch us later, we so appreciate your emails and all the feedback that we're that we're receiving from you guys. So thank you so much. Please continue to share and maybe grow this circle. So we're launching a new campaign. Last year we had a campaign about learning to live with your heart wide open, and we carried that theme throughout the year, and we have posts on our blog post, on our website in the blog section about this. And so now that we're going live, it gives us another place to kind of feed this campaign. So the campaign this year is called Celebrate You. Celebrate You. So I want to tell you a little story about my daughter, Cabry. So I have two beautiful children, Stanton and Cabry, and they both very much love who they are. And at a very young age, they begin to find out who they are. And I think it's in spite of me, but I am grateful for that. So I wanted to share one incident in the car that Cabry was probably 10 or 11 years old. And we were riding back from some activity back into our neighborhood. I can remember the Providence Lane was the road I was on. And she's got her feet stuck out the window near the rear view, near that mirror, those side mirrors. And she's looking in that mirror, and she's just kind of singing. And she's looking at herself, and she's like, I love me. I just love being me. It was such a powerful, I just started laughing. I thought it was amazing. She didn't even notice that I noticed this. I've told her this story since, and I've told other people in yoga classes and uses a sutra, but it was such a powerful thing that me, 25 years older than her, had still not found, or maybe I had lost, whichever way, I wasn't feeling that way about myself. But she, in that moment, and she truly, if you know Cabry, still feels that way, but she truly loved what she was seeing. And it wasn't, but the feeling that she was talking about was coming from within. Because it might even been the more awkward stage. We all go through this awkward stage when we're growing up. She was 10 or 11, had braces, and, again, not that it's about that, but I'm saying she truly felt it. And she was just so happy to be her. And that message has stayed with me, and I'm grateful to her for kind of giving me a wake-up call about how we do that with ourselves, how we see ourselves. So that's why that's kind of the theme behind the Celebrate You is that I know this: a being that is loved can love. A being that is loved can love. So Cabry loves herself, and for those who know her, she is just full of love and loves others. My son Stanton's the same way, but they love who they are, and they love others because of it. I think that our ability to love others is directly related to the ability to love ourselves. And that how we come to love something is to get to know it and to see the beauty that it contains and holds. And I don't mean this in superficial or aesthetic beauty, even though we certainly should be able to appreciate that. It shouldn't threaten us. And I think the way for that to happen is that we start to see it with ourselves, that our ability to see beauty is directly related to it. Our ability to see beauty in others is directly related to the ability for us to see beauty in ourselves first. And so that's been a tough one for me to, as situations and life has ebbed and flowed and moved through difficult experiences, and things have changed the way I look or whatever, and I never noticed it before, but I noticed it, that I was saying negative things about myself. So much so that my best friend Lisa, which you guys know, she's the one behind the scenes that makes all this happen, wrote a letter to me one time asking me not to say bad words about her best friend. She was meaning me. And that was powerful. It was powerful, and it made me, I didn't change immediately. but it was an awareness. It was an aha moment. And these were not things about physical stature or that type of thing. It was more about just capabilities or things like that I might down myself about. And so she helped me to be more conscious of that and to be softer with myself, and to not just do that, but to change those words to something more positive. And it's taken some time and some years, but those vibrations I have come to find are powerful. So I want to tell you a little bit about, okay, so before I tell you this, so I challenge you out there to say positive things about yourself, to start seeing the beauty that you hold, what you house, what you contain. And those things can be, you can look in the mirror, you can pick something that's from the aesthetic, from the physical, because this is a physical body. It's just a suit. It's not really who we are, but it is our vehicle for this lifetime. And it's important that we care for it. When I get up and do a yoga practice or take a walk, I'm happy with myself because I've taken care of myself. And for anybody out there that loves me and that I love, keeping myself healthy is important, so that I can, be here longer and have the physical strength that I need to be with them. So I never looked at it like that before, as in taking care of myself like that, like going for a walk or taking the yoga practice was me loving me so that I can be the best that I can be for myself and for the world around me. So you can pick something that's physical. You can pick something that is based on, your accomplishments, your spirituality, whatever it might be. So I'll start the conversation. I'll pick something physical I like about myself, and then something that I like about my being, about who I am. So my thing I would pick is my hair. I like my hair, and I'm grateful for it. And there was a time when it was falling out and I was losing it, and I really missed it. But it is, and I cut it one time super short. And for those of you who don't know, your hair is your antenna for your nervous system. Anyway, it was hard for me to physically, aesthetically look at myself without my hair. So it's definitely tied to that identity, and I probably still am, but it is something that I love about me. So I just put that out there. So maybe you put something out there. What do you love about yourself physically? That we start redefining beauty, because it's in the observer. So whatever we choose to see that we like about ourselves is awesome. And it doesn't have to be anybody but us, but I can guarantee you, when you start seeing it about yourself, others will see it too. Others will see it too, because your energy field carries that. And we'll talk more about that here in just a minute. So if I mentioned what I might love about myself as far as my being or spirituality or personality or things that, is that I'm a very enthusiastic person. I have great enthusiasm, and I think it's something that supports and lifts others. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that part of me, that enthusiastic part of me, that helps to strengthen and lift others. So now it's your turn. You go. Maybe post things here, whether you're watching this live or you watch this later. Start to see the beauty in yourself. Start to see what you contain. And as you start to see what you contain, the others in the world will see it because you hold it in your field. But the big thing is that's a big thing. The second big thing is that you'll be able to see it in others. And when that happens, we're starting to let go of the ego. The ego begins to fade away as we understand the beauty that we hold and are able to see it in others. We're operating from a place of love and no longer operating from a place of ego, or because that's where all the jealousy and all those negative vibrations come from, is there. So there's a book that we have written the name of it. It's called Hidden Messages in Water. It's by a Japanese scientist. His last name is Emoto. And he has proven scientifically that the words that we speak or even think, the thoughts that we have a an effect on our world. They physically have manifestation properties to them. He's done this through water and freezing water until it forms crystals and seeing if they do form perfect crystals. So he takes water from different places, and he may literally just write on the outside of a piece of paper certain words, wrap that piece of paper around that water, set it in a lab area where it starts to freeze, and at certain degrees, pictures are taken of it as it goes through the freezing process. And based on the words, it forms perfect crystals and beautiful crystals, or it doesn't form crystals at all and can very much look like a virus. It looks like if it didn't form the crystals, it often looks like it's a virus. So I want to give you, for instance, he wrote the words love and gratitude on a piece of paper and wrapped it around a cylinder of water that was then froze. And it formed these gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. He took the water from the same place and then wrote around it words like "you fool," and another one, "I hate you, I want to kill you." The crystal, the cylinder that had the words of love and gratitude, it formed what looks like a jewel. It's so beautiful. All these crystals are hexagons that it forms, but it looked like the top of a jeweled ring or a piece of jewelry, the one that had love and gratitude. But the one that had the words written, "you fool," or "I hate you, I want to kill you," the "you fool" formed no crystals, and it looked like a virus, but not near as much as the words that were written that said, I hate you, I want to kill you. It looked like an active virus and like something under attack. So he's done this with all kinds of water, all kinds of sayings. He's done it with just taking pictures of beauty, like our natural beauty around us, of waterfalls or mountain ranges, and it forms beautiful crystals. And all the crystals have a personality to them, but they're all hexagons. And it's just amazing. He's also done that with like having it exposed to a television show that had a lot of violence, and how it did that. It wouldn't form a crystal, but virus. And then a television show that was full of wholesomeness, and how it formed these beautiful crystals. It is powerful what we say, what we think, because they carry vibration. And we talked about vibration last week a little bit. But so vibration is how we're all working together, how the law of attraction and repulsion works, how you feel is based on this vibration. So you can make yourself feel horrible by damning yourself with negative words and thoughts. Or you can do that to others. Or you can change that and start having a conversation that is powerful and kind to self. If I've learned anything in these past few years, it's to change that rhetoric that I'm having with myself and change how I see myself. Whether it's how I look in the mirror, but just so that too, but how I see myself as a human being. So meaning not necessarily as to appear in the mirror, but that is a powerful thing. I want to see myself as beautiful. And I want to see how I am as a human being as beautiful, and recognize my gifts and traits so that I can easily see it in others. It is powerful what we think. And thought travels at least at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. But it's believed that it probably travels faster, which would break the laws of physics. But anyway, so go love yourself. Start loving yourself. Let us start healing the world one person at a time. Start to say good things about yourself, and know that your words, your thoughts have your writings, what you write down. That's why they say if you have a goal, write it down, because that brings an energy to it. Everything is energy. If I write down my goals, I'm going to put an intent behind that, and there go my energy towards that. So whatever you're saying, speaking, writing, thinking, they are forming your world. This is what's coming forward for you. And so, it's powerful to think that you can create the world you want by starting to think a certain way. So I challenge us to start redefining celebrity status, to make it inclusive of all of us. We are all celebrities. We are all worthy of being celebrated. And when we can start doing that, we can do it for others. We can champion them. It's like putting the oxygen mask on ourselves first so that we can be there and alive to support someone else and give them theirs. So may we start celebrating ourselves. May we look around at our circle and stand with people that celebrate us. And may we be a part of a group that's celebrating each other. So that's our challenge for the year, is to start this. We would love to hear from you here or in emails about how you're loving yourself. So go love yourself. Let's celebrate you. The energetic topic. Do I have any that I need to? Oh, okay. All right. So if you can't hear us, I'm sorry. We'll repost this as a video if we need to, because this is being filmed in our studio as well as on Facebook. So anyway, so I appreciate your presence, Sherry and Linda, for being here. I'll say that right now. But I do challenge you, if you're watching this as something later, we'd love to hear about your experience with beginning to celebrate you. In terms of an energetic topic today, it's active-passive, working with active-passive energy. And, in Samdhana Yoga, which I have had a chance to be blessed to be the founder of, it works on active-passive sequencing. And I know about active-passive energy, but I didn't know it in relation that I'm going to explain it right here as much as I do as understand it today. So active-passive energy is like the words love and gratitude. So in the book, Hidden Messages in Water, Emoto shares that love, and you've heard me say this, love is the most powerful force in the world. It has the most healing properties in it. It has a high frequency, a high vibration that when felt by another can do incredible things. It's how the power of prayer works. It's how, and that works with the conjunction with lots of other factors too. But when you love someone and you're offering prayer and positive things up, it's felt. It is out there in the field. It is being felt. So it's an active force. Love is an active energy. And what Emoto found when he was doing, are we good with sound? Okay, all right. So we'll see. If you're not hearing this, yeah, okay. So anyway, love is an active energy. And you see that in our actions. We fall in love with someone, we want to be with them, we have action towards them, or we love them, they're our friend, we're there to support them and lift them up and be there to whatever. So love is this active energy. It's very yang. And what he shared is that when he did water that was just shown the word love, that it did not form the beauty of the crystal. I mean, it formed a beautiful crystal. But in combination with the words love and gratitude, it formed the most beautiful crystal, the one that appears to be like a jewel, and it does. If you haven't, the book is an awesome book. You can, check that out, order that on eBay, Amazon. I don't know where you get all that stuff. But anyway, it's Hidden Messages in Water. But the one that was shown love and gratitude seemed to have the whole picture. And what he was expressing, which is not something I'd thought about, I was very familiar with the energy of love and its healing properties and its high frequency. But I was not familiar with its It's if it's an active energy, then it needs a passive energy for it to sit with. And that passive energy is gratitude. And think about this. So gratitude exists beyond circumstance. And so love and gratitude is something gratitude is held at the heart level. It's passive. It has the energy of the earth with it, whereas love has the energy of heaven. It's lifting. Feel like you're walking on air. Whereas gratitude is stable and constant. It has a heavier energy, and it's passive. And, the way for me to think about that is that it seeks nothing. Gratitude is just grateful for what is. It doesn't have an action of seeking or pulling in or anything. It's not an active energy. It's passive. And so gratitude is the perpetuating force of all things. If love is the healing force of all things, gratitude is the perpetuating force to all goodwill. It moves everything forward. If you don't believe it, try having an ungrateful heart for a few days. Speak those words and see how your world changes. Or if it's been that way, speak words of gratitude about your world. Find something to be grateful for, and there always is, and start speaking that and see how your world changes. Because I've had that happen. I've fallen into those funks where I've been ungrateful, and I've said terrible things. And within minutes, my world changed. And so you have the power with words and thoughts to establish the vibrational energy that is around you and that you're pulling into you. So understanding that love is an active energy and that gratitude is a passive energy, and held together, they form an incredible, powerful energy, and they are meant to sit together. They are meant to sit together. So that's an energetic topic for anyone. The aspect of, in terms of yoga, so we're getting down to this topic, is that active passive sequencing has the feel of active as a lift. It's something moving, directing you up. So things that move along a vertical path, which would be upward. So vertical path would be this way, okay? It would lift up from the earth and down. And it would create lift. It has the active energy in it. And that you can create that on your mat. And so we're featuring that active energy this week in Creative Mini Sequence 2. It's we're gifting it out there on our YouTube channel. So right now our YouTube channel is Sacred Space. Just Sacred Space? All right, it's Sacred Space. And you can see this Creative Mini Sequence 2. And there's a link right here on our Facebook where you can go to see this. And so what it is, it's about working with the energy around you and creating a vertical arc over the body. Arcs are very powerful energy. And that's on my next. I'm in my physics mode right now and studying space. But arcs are coming, I know that. But they are powerful. So arcs came forward to me, and the understanding for the principles that make up the arcs that I'm aware of, came forward probably 8 or 9 years ago. And then I've had other arcs come forward, but it's a very powerful energy. And in simple form, you're working with Warrior 2 around the mat. And so it explains all the movement in the sequence. So I won't go over that. But I will talk about that. When you're in Warrior 2, your hands, extend out from your heart. And if you've done, if you're familiar with the moving principles, you know that the heart and lungs are the supportive organ body for Warrior 2. And that if we extend our hands out from our heart, our hands contain the energy of our heart. That's how you can think about loving hands, loving acts. It truly is extended from the heart to the hands, okay? So it's why touch is the sense associated with love. And that is the function of the heart. So in Warrior 2, you're here. It's a strong stance. Don't judge me. I'm doing a full Warrior 2. But often our hands are down, which is the normal position. Our gaze is over. But in the Creative Mini Sequence, you see we'll move around on a vertical arc around the mat, but you'll see us turn the palms up. So if you're in Warrior 2, just play with that. Palms down. The energy you're going to feel. This is a very powerful source here, chakra, and you can feel the energy field below you. Turn the hands up and you'll feel it above. Below, energy of the earth. Above, energy of the heavens. And so we use that power of the hands and the chakras to tap up to ninth chakra and come down. And we call this 5-point star. When we tap it, we tap that energy field above the head, above the crown chakra, and we move into warrior two facing the back. And then we can cartwheel that down into vinyasas or side planks vinyasas, or they can go to the front. All this is in the mini sequence, so I won't go over that. But know that you're working with with that support system of the energy from the heart that extends into the chakras in the hands, that palms up allows you to direct that energy up. Because if you're here and you try to go this way, obviously the shoulders don't work that way, but you can feel the difference. It helps to rise that energy. So this creative mini sequence is about, if you are wanting to create a lift in your class, an energetic lift, like we use this in class today. We did a infinity pattern that was done in a full rotation, like in Wake Up Series 4, had different postures in it, but it was working along a horizontal path and on the floor, so it was lower, more passive, and we'll give you an example of a passive energy next week or in the next couple of weeks, since this is our topic. But after that, I wanted to create a lift and movement, so I used this exact thing you're getting ready to see, and I use it as a vinyasa flow, but you can use it from the top of the mat as well. So Samdana Yoga is about understanding that we are working with vibration, that we are beings of energy, and that there are ways to lay out patterns of movement that direct energy and support us. I am so blessed to be a channel for this work, and the understandings that have come to me about working with energy and the presence of it. So we're featuring Creative Mini Sequence 2, which is an active energy working with a vertical arc. You can also go to our website and participate in Power Vinyasa Class 1. It has, we use this a lot though. It's in a lot of our classes. It's just one I happen to pull out. And there's, in one of our free classes, Vinyasa Flow Class 30, I think it is, with Julie, it has a different kind of vertical arc if you want to see something different. But I'm getting ahead of myself, but I always like share something else. But anyway, you can see this in Power Vinyasa Class 1, but you can see it in a lot of our classes. If you are already a subscriber to our website, you'll see this in a lot of our classes, both Power and Foundation, but especially in the Vinyasa section. So know that energy is real and that you can work with it. And that when you have an ability to work with it, you begin to affect how people feel on a vibrational level. And so that is, I know a part of my divine purpose here is to share Samdana Yoga, is to share these, and it doesn't have to be Samdana Yoga, just to share these patterns of movement. You can do them in any type of yoga class you want to. You call it anything you want, but putting patterns of movement to direct energy, to strengthen and soothe a subtle body, allows us to feel better, feel good, and there are ways to work with and heal the body with vibrational medicine. So this yoga and these organized patterns of movement and the order of things, they matter. You can feel the difference in them, and they're very supportive. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to do this work. I'm grateful for the souls that joined us today. I'm sorry about if we lost our voice here, but this is being filmed. We'll repost this and would love to hear any feedback, be it from the yoga standpoint or just the soulful things that we're talking about. And go love yourself. Go love yourself. Start with you. Start doing it today. Thanks for your presence, and I hope to see you again next week.